Hi everyone, welcome to my Mystik Weavings of January. We are going to go through a little bit of a energetic ride here at the end of the year. So I'm actually recording this on December 11th, which really feels like the gateway from 2025 into 2026. I would imagine most of you are feeling the energy and it has already changed for you. So most of us, or a lot of us that are working in this energy, are already working in 2026 energy. So go ahead, jump in, grab you a cup of coffee, grab you a cup of tea. I have a lot to talk about. There's a lot that I researched on the different planets, on a little bit of feng shui. So I have quite a bit of information to give you, and then I'm going to pull some cards like I always do. So let's just jump in. All right, here we go. So obviously we are leaving a 9-year of completion, 2025. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. So in 2025 we had snake medicine. So anything that had to do with sacred emptying out, moving through fears. So if recently you've been having very vivid dreams that were very much are surrounding your fears. So maybe you were dreaming of snakes. Maybe you don't like snakes. Or maybe you're dreaming of falling into something, water or holes or something like that. That is the energy moving through you and trying to move the fears out of your physical body during dream time. So I know I've had a few of those and they've been kind of interesting, and you wake up going, what in the world was that? Well, that's what Spirit said it is. It is them taking your subconscious, moving it through your body so you can consciously be aware of it, and you can do it safely through your dreams so it doesn't freak you out if you had to be, face to face with that snake or that hole, right? They do it through your dream cycle. So I thought that was kind of neat. The snake, 9-year completion, shedding of the ego, unraveling, emotional, detoxing, whether it's mind, body, spirit. Karmic and contracts closing. So there's been a lot of resistant energy, whether it's with a certain place for you, a certain person, a certain maybe food or something like in any of those genres. You may be coming up against a wall or a resistance on anything you talk to about or talk to someone about. Like you're trying to, say what you want to say, but there's just so much resistance energy there. And it just feels weird, right? So a lot of that is going on right now. Probably has been going on most of the year. A lot of friendships, a lot of families, you're either breaking away completely or that relationship has to change drastically. So it's kind of a tug and pull and going back and forth really to be able to really step into who you are now. I know a lot of us have been in the past in survival mode. Whether it has to do with surviving those around us, whether it's surviving physical ailments, illnesses, any of those things. A lot of us have been just for years been in survival mode, whether you're trying to survive, where you're going to live, where your money's coming from, where maybe in your childhood, those things are coming back up in 2025. So you can, release those things. What habits did you take from your childhood or from parents and mentors that you learned these things from in your growing up experience? Where did you learn these habits that no longer fit because they were technically survival habits, right? So any generational trauma, any generational habits that you, they've really been brought to the forefront this year. So I personally have been doing a lot of inner work. I've been looking at different habits, different things, and really going, you know what? I don't need that anymore. So a lot of us have really changed and have really been working hard to be able to become this new version of ourselves or this new frequency. And many people don't understand the new frequency, and so it is causing a little bit of a resistance in your lives. And so remember, for me, I know with my team, my spirit team, God is really trying to elevate me into a very a sovereign being, being very because I am very empathic. I have learned new ways that to take, if people's energy starts to affect me, to take their energy and be able to transmute that. So there's so many things that have been happening this year. It is just a huge culmination of change, a huge culmination of growth and expansion. And it really is exciting, but it has been hard, because if you have put your head in the sand, or you have thrown it to the side, oh, I'm fine, it doesn't bother me, I guarantee you it is somewhere in your body. So if you haven't dealt with some of these things, get ready to deal with these in 2026. Get ready to start working on these things so you can become the best version of yourself. Okay? That is what the snake year was all about. And 2026 is not going to be getting back to normal. So if you keep saying, oh, maybe 2026, everything will go back to normal, it's not. Forget about it. Forget about it. It's not happening, okay? 2026 is all about stepping into the life your old self could have never carried. I'm going to say that again. 2026 is about stepping into your old self. Let me rephrase it. It is about stepping into the life your old self could have never carried. So 2025 felt like you shed the version of you built for safety. So if there were relationships that you didn't feel safe in, if there were places, people, things, habits, whatever they were, if you did not feel safe, then you most likely have realized that, and you've either stepped back from those people, or you're starting to really build a better foundation so that you only share certain things. You only share your energy with certain people. So 2026 is really you becoming the version of you built for freedom and for sovereignty. So if you thought 2025 was kind of wild, just wait for 2026. It's going to be wild. It's going to be amazing. It's going to have a lot of adventure if you allow it, okay? So I put in here a reflection, or maybe if you love to journal, you could journal this. But a reflection would be, what did 2025 take that I'm not meant to reclaim? What sparks, what drains, and who am I becoming as the fire horse arrives? So 2025, we were in the snake energy. Now we are moving into the fire horse energy. So if you have been practicing burning away emotions in your body, or practicing, or maybe even physically been drawn to fire, been drawn to the crackling of a fire, or maybe you bought some candles that have the crackle noise to them, well, guess what? You're getting ready for the fire horse of 2026. So fun stuff. So I am very much into feng shui. There's a lady an expert that I follow. Her name is Catherine Weber. She's fantastic. I believe that she has always read the energy very well, and it's very accurate. So she's the one that I will often quote because I've been following her since probably 2010, 2012, somewhere around there, and she has always been very optimistic. So the horse has a spark of fire in it, and so that really means optimism in general, and optimism is actually good for stock markets. So if you had money issues in 2025, or maybe you lost a lot of money in the stock markets to financial things, this year of the horse will actually flow very well, and you could recoup quite a bit of that money. So and the horse in general this year is really going to flow from the center of your home. So it would be a good idea to make the center of your home very loving. That may be the best place for you to gather. And so you're really going to want to keep that optimism energy in the center of your home this year. So this year will be all about transformation and triumph. So it's going to take a little bit of work, as always. This year will also bring in a lot of opportunities. So fresh starts, and even may bring more opportunity for wealth. So if you've been stuck in a job you don't really like, or if you've been stuck doing some things that you just weren't really happy with, and you felt like you were doing a lot of work and not really making any money, that could change. So those opportunities will come up for you, but you still have to take the opportunity, right? You still have to put action behind that, especially with this fire horse. You're not going to be able to just sit. You're not going to be able to go, oh, well, the opportunity will just appear. There's going to be a little bit more work involved for this year, and it's really going to play into what your passion is. So if you're not quite sure what you want, you're not quite sure what you need, December would be a good time to try to slow down, and really December and January, really try to feel into or figure out what you need, what you want, what your passion is, and start moving small steps into your passion, because that's where those opportunities are going to come from. Okay. I will say that as you all know, there's duality. So you must really keep a bright and positive outlook for this year, because I do see that if you don't, you will get caught up in what Catherine calls a mud trap of your mind. So be very, very careful with that. If you already have or are having depressive symptoms, or your highs and lows are very up and down, you may want to look into some counseling. You may want to look into certain vitamins and minerals that you may be lacking. There's been a lot of research done, and a lot of research that has recently come out that it would be a good idea to look into the minerals, because a lot of these symptoms are mineral deficiency. So, health actually looks pretty good this year. However, the man of the house may have nagging issues that pop up and that could stay for a while. So do with that what you will. Be sure to eat well, lessen your stress, and keep the center of your home clutter-free. Happy and positive vibes is going to be very important. We spoke about that a second ago. So our Feng Shui New Year is on February 4th. So you should, if you follow Feng Shui, you should have all your energetic movement done by now in your homes. Now, as I spoke about before, I personally felt the shift super early. It was at the very beginning of December. So I came in, especially because where I do most of my work and where I'm most of the time is my office. So my office was the first thing that I felt the energy change in immediately. So I came in and changed everything. So I'm now very much positioned in a way that will bring in opportunities, bring in more opportunities for wealth, more opportunities to help others. And so I really changed the way I'm sitting, where I'm sitting, and those sorts of things. I also put the brick behind me, because for me that really helps with stability, with making my mind, body, and spirit feel strong, right? I have a strong back, a strong spine, if you will. It's really a way of energetically giving me personally confidence. And so those are I try to give you personal experiences so you kind of understand how to work with the energy and how it works, okay? So if you are interested, now I don't get paid or gain any monetary gain from this, but if you're interested in Catherine Weber, she is a fantastic Feng Shui expert, and you can check her stuff out, and you can buy her Feng Shui reports that she does every year at redlotusletter.com. So check her out. She's fantastic. I do want to mention a couple of astrological transits that are kind of cool. So while the U.S.'s natal Pluto is in the sign of Capricorn, where the planet resided at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Much of the Revolutionary War and final defeat of the British occurred while Pluto was in Aquarius. So we're moving into that energy. So, I've been talking a lot lately about the Age of Revolution. We're going into the Aquarian energy, right? So the previous Pluto in Aquarius era was basically corresponded to the Age of Revolution. So we are really entering a very pivotal time in human history and in astrology. So we can expect radical change, and that will most likely be seen for the next decade or two. So this is not something that just comes in and we are finished with it in a year or finished with it in weeks or months. This is going to be very big. It's going to be very loud. It's going to be in your face. But I think it's actually pretty exciting. What a time to be alive. What a time to witness everything that is going on. And we really get to witness change and growth and prosperity and see all the good that is transpiring. And so, like Catherine said, we are really going to have to look at the positives in each thing, because there are going to be negatives that come in, right? So just make sure that you do your best to keep a good attitude, positive outlook. Some of us will wake up in the morning and maybe not feel all that great, but we work in our energy. We change that, because a good attitude can really change everything, can change your outlook, can change the people around you. It is really your choice to have a good attitude. So remember that, especially for next year. I also feel a lot of new nonprofits will be emerging. That I feel like will create less of a government run and more of a people-led. There's your Aquarian energy. So this will allow for many people to create acts of service forums where we can really start to help our communities without so much wasteful spending. So I really feel like here lately, if you look in the news or you just speak to people, that a lot of people just feel like a number and they don't feel like a person. And so I really feel like these new acts of service forums, acts of service businesses are going to start coming up within your area, and it will really help. So if you are moving into wanting to be in that service industry, helping others, maybe your passion is helping animals, or your passion is helping people, maybe it has to do with food. It would be a good idea to start looking into your passion and start to offer that to people in a service way, because I really feel that AI will become very booming, and I see the energy of many starting to do face-to-face businesses, because so many people are going to be using AI for their daily lives, their daily businesses, their daily things that usually take you 5 or 6 hours. It's going to take you a lot less with AI. So I really feel like people are going to be using AI so much that they're really going to want to start seeing face-to-face in small business again. So if you've thought about doing new businesses, starting a new business that puts customers first, you will succeed greatly. I guarantee that. So if you put the work into it. So start thinking about your passion and start figuring out how that can help you to help others. And when you do that, that is really going to put you in a place of opportunity and a place of an opportunity for wealth. So lots of cool things. We do have full moon in Cancer on January 3rd. We have a new moon in Capricorn on January the 18th. So we have a lot coming up. So the 1st of January energetically is going to want you to really slow down. So between now, which I'm doing this again on December 11th, probably a lot going to happen between now and then, but I want you to go ahead and have this video. So between now and the second week of January, you're really going to want to slow down. If your mind is racing, if you're forgetting things, if you're messing things up, if you are dropping things, if you are breaking things, if you are having any of these issues, it is Spirit's way of asking you to slow down, do one thing at a time, and finish it. One thing at a time and finish it. This world makes us think we have to move faster than we actually do. So don't let society, don't let the world make you feel that everything has to be done so quickly. Allow yourself time to rest. Allow yourself time to be creative and to do the job correctly. Be completely present in each moment and in each thing that you're doing, because if you're not, this is where accidents are going to happen. So be very careful this month with accidents on the road, accidents in your home, especially accidents in the south part of the home, inside or out. And this all stems from not being fully present. Okay? So be careful on the first to second week of the month, because there is a little bit of a energy. So be careful not to guilt trip yourself into productivity is what I guess I'm trying to get at here. Do nothing and enjoy life this week. Period. The second week, you'll be hitting the ground running with effortless tasks, creativity, inspiration will be on fire. Here's that fire horse kind of jumping in there and electrifying you, really bringing that fire to you, okay? It's going to be kind of slow, but you may really start firing off new ideas. And so I really want you to write these down, because they will be coming hard and fast. And watch for any overinflated egos towards the weekend here. Really devote time to yourself and your routines, and I think all will be well the second week of January, okay? Going into the third week of January looks to bring about some judgmental and hypocritical energy, so watch for that. Stay far away from this. You know what you want. Don't let others sway you and downplay your gifts, your ideas, or your creative adventures, okay? These are yours to embark on. These are your passions. These are your fire, and these are the ones that God has set up for you. So don't allow other people to change it or mess with it, okay? The end of the month, there's going to be some teamwork that's recommended. So if you're wanting to collaborate with somebody, the end of the month is going to be perfect for that. There's a lot of heartwarming energy that comes in and is actually going to soften those who were judgmental earlier in the month. However, don't be waiting for an apology. I don't see that happening. The people that are or have been in that energy, judgmental, and that sort of thing, they're not going to apologize. That's just where they're sitting. No judgment on them. That's just where they're sitting. So don't feel like you need that. That's where your freedom comes in. That's where your sovereignty is going to come in, okay? That's where your trust comes in. Trust what you are getting, okay? Let's see. What else do we have? We do have the first major astrological shift that takes place on Monday, the 26th, and it's a major shift. So Neptune moves into Aries, starting an entirely new astrological cycle. The gas giant takes about 14 years to transit a sign and about 165 years to travel the entire zodiac. So we are leaving the Neptune Pisces era, which left us too much in our feelings and hoping for utopia, okay? We're leaving that. It's gone, reality setting in. So Neptune moves into ambitious Aries. So all those lofty visions can start to really take root. The rest of the week into February, you will be running on all cylinders. That's why I'm saying rest in December, rest in the first week of January, and then you're going to hit the ground running, because you're going to be hitting the ground running mid-January, probably most through February. So I need you to rest. I need you to take time. I need you to write down those new ideas, okay? So we have, like I said, the Feng Shui New Year on February the 4th. If you have been stuck in intellectual and spiritual quicksand, it's time to finally take action here. Make your dreams in a reality over the next 14 years. So we finished that 9-year cycle. We finished this completion cycle. We are moving into a new frequency, a new energy, a new beginning. And this will really start to take hold for the next 14 years. So it's very important that from now for the next 14 years that you are working on releasing anything that is blocking you, anything, any habits, any generational trauma, anything that you took from your childhood or you've taken from your parents, siblings, mentors, any of that stuff that you've taken that you realize have been a detriment to you, or you used it for safety. Now is time for you to work through that so that you can be able to create or co-create with God the life that you truly want. Full of passion, full of love, full of adventure, full of excitement. That's going to be very important, because from now on things are moving much quicker. So your thoughts moving much quicker. Your thoughts and feelings are going to not only move quicker, but they are going to move into reality quicker. So if you often are downplaying your gifts, if you are often calling yourself fat or negative connotation, if you think that you're not enough, if you don't have confidence, if you don't trust yourself, if you're not working on all of these things, you're going to take this right into this new year. You're going to take this into the next 14 years. So this is why it's very critical for you to do a lot of self-evaluation so that you can really move into the life that you want, because it's going to create very quickly in the frequency that we are moving into. Okay, so move into love, move into excitement, adventure, and build or co-build the life that you truly want. Okay, there are no limitations here. So if you need to step back and say, hey, I'm going to step back from some things so I can create something, because a lot of us are really working very quickly in this energy. It's moving fast, and we're really trying to figure out, what do I want? Right? And so some things you're going to want to step back from. Some things you're going to want to really hold close and figure out how you want to bring it to the world, how you want to move into your passion. Okay? So, look, that is January and the 1st of February. Do you see how quickly it's moving? Okay? So, really be present, because if you are present, you will feel the exact energy that you need to be sitting in. You're going to feel, okay, yes, I do need to rest today. No, I need to go today. Rest, go, rest, go. You have to really feel into the energy every morning when you get up. So how do you do that, and why do you do that? How? You must take time in the mornings to do this. You must check in with yourself during the day. How do I feel? What energy am I in? What frequency am I in? And you have to create these habits, these consistencies, so that you do not feel overwhelmed and you do not have a mental break. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, you will. Okay? If you need help, I'm here. I will help you as much as I can. But you must do your own work. Okay? All right. So let's get into the portion where I pull some cards and see what we have going on, okay? All right, so let's pull some cards for January. I want to know, what do we need to know for January? Now, obviously, I pull for the collective because I don't know who's going to watch this video, and it is a public video, so I ask the cards for anyone who watches this. So take what feels good to you and leave whatever else, because it may not be for you. Okay. Okay, I'm not getting any other cards here, so I'm going to switch decks. Looking for the energy. What do we need to know for those watching, for the collective, for January 2026? Can I have another card for January 2026? This one? Oh, I can't tell which one it is. We're going to pull both. And I have 3 decks out here, so let's see. Could I have some energy? Ooh, okay. I'm just going to take this top card. She's the one who fell out. The other one's fine. Any other energy? Anything I need to know for January 2026? I feel like there's another one that wants to come out. Oh, this one. I can feel it. I can feel the fire. Okay, so let's turn these over. So the cards I am using today are the Inner Temple Oracle from Rebecca Campbell, the Oracle of the Universe from Stacy DeMarco, and the Mystik of Magdalene by, oh, I don't know who that's by. I don't know who, I'm not sure who did this, but here's the front of this. Okay. So let me turn all these over. These are the two that came out, so I'm going to put those there. And, okay, so first card we got was Simplicity. So keep things simple. A mentor of mine used to say, KISS. Keep it simple. She would say stupid, but I say silly. Keep it simple, silly. Okay. Second card I got was, these are constellation cards. The Crux, Southern Cross, and the Signal. So look at this darkness. But if you will realize and really look at the card, look at the different lights that are shining, not just in the stars, but in the trees. So think of Guardian of the Night, Queen of the Night. How many of you are not allowing yourself to hear the answers that you seek? That is what this card feels like to me. Go within. Go into nature if you need to. Sit in the darkness and allow yourself to hear the messages. Because I can feel a lot of you asking questions, but you're not taking time to listen to the answer. You're not taking time to trust yourself. You are simply asking the question and run. You're just running. You're spinning on a hamster wheel. And so you're not being present. So if you ask a question, you need to be aware of the things that are going on around you, because Spirit will speak to you in different ways, whether it's a song, you turn into a certain page of your book and you just know that's your answer. Could be a license plate, could be a billboard. So make sure that you're really paying attention and being present in your life, because Spirit is most likely giving you your answers to every question you have ever asked already. You're not taking time. You're not recognizing it. So I want you to start practicing being aware of what's going on and if it has a deeper meaning. Okay. These two cards are the ones that came out together. We have Persis, Destiny. Isn't he a little hot toddy? Love this. And the other card that came out with this was Hydra, Catalyst. Catalyst. So if you put Destiny and Catalyst together, I feel like this is going to be your passion. So we talked a lot about passion, right? Talked a whole lot about passion. We talked about you changing a lot of your habits, becoming aware of habits that kept you in survival mode, and stepping into your passion. Here is your destiny and your catalyst. So when you work on those things, you're going to get that catalyst. So it could be a person, could be a place, could be a thing, could be an aha moment. But when you really sit and work on these things and figure out why you were doing it, where it came from, where you learned it from, not only, and this is from my experience, not only will you understand people better, you will not judge them. And you will realize that a lot of people were doing things in survival mode because it kept them protected, it kept them safe, and it's what they've always known. So you'll understand this. This does not negate your boundaries, okay? because when you do your work and you move into a different frequency, those things, those old habits that you used for survival, you'll no longer use, and you'll become more confident. You'll start to stand up for yourself, and others may not understand that. So this is what I mean by trusting yourself, okay? Our next card from the Magdalene deck is the Cosmic Magdalene. Remember who you are. So this card's interesting because I've been drawing a lot of these cards lately. Remember who you are. Remember where you came from. Remember what your mission is. And remember that God is helping you to curate the life that you're supposed to have. And so most other people will not understand this. Ooh, the sun will not understand this. And so you're going to have to be okay with that. And for people like me who are former people pleasers, I say former because I want to step into that. I'm trying not to people please. Former people pleasers, this is a very hard pill to swallow because we are so used to, and it becomes, it's almost very natural, especially if you're empathic like I am. It's very natural for you to try to change the energy for someone so they feel comfortable, to try to make people feel safe because you may not have felt safe. And so it happens very naturally. And so you really have to work on that and to be able to let other people experience their own pain, their own rejections, their own struggles. Because if you're constantly doing it for them and you're constantly trying to soften the blow, not only will they not learn, but it's very common for them to become resentful towards you, even if they don't know why. Okay, so these are the things that I've learned this year, and I'm just kind of passing that along. It may resonate with you and it may not, but I've learned a whole lot this year, and I feel like, you know, part of my gift is to share that with you, and if it helps one person, then hey, I've done my job. Okay, last card is also from the Magdalene deck, and this is Divine Inheritance, Positive Flow. Divine Inheritance and Positive Flow. So many of us have a lot of divine inheritance, and God is reminding us of that. This is also a 29 card. 9 plus 2 is 11, and it's very interesting that I'm doing this video on December 11th, and this is your call to action. This is your gateway when you watch this video. This video could very well be your catalyst to jump into your perfect best life. So I hope it is. I hope this video really helps you to go, you know what? It's time. It's my destiny. This is my divine inheritance, and I'm going to do something beautiful. And please realize that when you curate the life of passion and love and adventure that you want, it's for you. And when you sit in that beautiful frequency that you are curating with God, with Spirit, you will bring in those opportunities. You'll bring the people to you that you need. Your message will hit the people that it needs to hit, right? And so it doesn't have to be you're doing something huge. It could simply be that you're walking in alignment with God. You're walking in alignment with Spirit. And you're walking in your authenticity. You're walking in your own energy, your own frequency. You're bringing in whoever you work with. So whether you're working with the Christ consciousness, or you're working with certain energies and frequencies, you have divine inheritance. You have divine codes within your body. And many of us are waking up these divine codes. And when you walk into a room, you bring in those codes with you. This is not something that you even have to know or recognize. Really, it just happens. So you often will walk into a room and someone, say you're a healer, those divine codes spread out into that room. Anyone who is near you is able to take those codes and use them to their advantage. Use them to heal. whether they suspect it came from you or not. That is not the point. The point is that you are building your best life. You are building your best version of you, the healthiest version of you. And when you do that, it becomes very simple, and you will glow like this beautiful cosmic rose. You will glow. Okay? All right. So there's your report for January. There is your report for January, your mystic weavings, if you will. Take what you want, leave what you will. If you want to, if you have any questions, please contact me. I will post this video in the next couple of days. I will be doing some new things in the new year. Not quite sure exactly how those are going to play out, but I will be doing a lot of in-person energetic work, a lot of in-person Reiki stuff, a lot of in-person workshops. So if you're looking for something, let me know. Give me a heads up on that, because I have a few in my back pocket that I want to do. Some things will be online, but I'm not sure about that yet. So if you don't live close to me and you do want something online, let me know. I'm going to be doing a lot of private mentorship, a lot of private channelings, those sorts of things. So if you need some guidance, if you're looking for a spiritual life, let me know. I will either, if I can help you, perfect. If not, I will try to set you up with someone I feel can help you better. Okay? All right, that is it for your January report. I will stay on for another minute or two, and I'm going to pull one card spread, and this is going to, I don't know what it's going to do yet. Give me a minute. So again, this is the end of your report, or your mystic weavings for the month's energy. Happy holidays, whoever you follow, whoever you support. Whatever your religious, spiritual background is, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all the things, all the people. I love you all. All right, so I am going to pull one card spread. Our theme is going to be Universal Body, because she jumped right out of the deck. Whoa, good night. Okay. Cards are jumpy. They're jumpy today. Good night. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have. All right. Are there any other cards that need to come out? Okay. Okay. This is what we're going to start with. Our theme, Universal Body. We have Valley of Unity, Universal Spirit, the Healer, Curiosity, Valley of Detachment, Kinfolk. Okay, so for me personally, this is kind of interesting because it kind of sums up what we spoke about earlier. So I'm going to start with the kinfolk. So if some of you are having issues with family, if you're having issues with people that are very close, what you would call family, but they're actually friends, there's going to be a detachment period that you're going to have to take, because if not, this is really going to affect your body. I feel stomach issues at this moment. I feel heart palpitations. I feel very much, I can't tell exactly what this is, but it feels warm to me. So it's very possible that you're having hot flashes, or you're having extreme, maybe even extreme mood swings here. So be very careful with that. What Spirit's going to ask you to do is to go to the Valley of Unity. So you really need to find unity within yourself, because you may not always find unity with others, is what I'm hearing. Find unity within yourself, because you may not find unity with others. Okay? Be very aware of your universal spirit. So make sure that you are taking time to hear spirit, because they are going to give you the messages that you need. Whether it's telling you to step back from someone, whether it's telling you to find love within yourself and allow the rest to go, whatever it is, you are a natural healer. You not only heal yourself, but you heal others around you. So what Spirit's really asking you to do here is to become very detached, not in a bad way, in a loving way. Detach from their ego, detach from their unresolved emotions, okay? And I want you to become curious. So anything that they bring you, anything that they say to you, I want you to not take it personally. I want you to kind of sit back and detach, become the observer, and just be curious on how they say it. Read the energy of what they're saying. Is there something behind it? Because a lot of times people will get upset with you when it really has nothing to do with you. You're just bringing something to their attention, or you're wanting to do something that you need to do, or something that's good for yourself, or Spirit has said, hey, you need to do this. And if you're like me, Spirit asks, it's done. I don't ask a lot of questions, right? It's done because I know it's for my best and highest good, and it's always for the best and highest good of the people around me, even if they can't see it yet, even if it causes a little distress. Spirit is always like, sometimes for us to move, we have to get frustrated. Sometimes for us to move, we have to be poked, prodded, that sort of thing, right? And so they're wanting you to really, really focus on unity within yourself, listening to yourself, using your healing qualities on yourself. Become very curious, not just about yourself, but others, because this is really going to keep your body safe. It is going to help you to feel better, and you're not going to be taking on all of this stuff because it's not yours to take. You all know I work very much with the angels, and so Archangel Michael has really been helping me to stand up for myself, to feel more confident in that, because oftentimes I will just not say anything, or I will try to say something and someone will energy will either not match, or someone's energy will be very strong, and when I try to say something else, I get shut down very quickly, because I'm a very sensitive soul. And I used to think that was bad, and I used to apologize for it, but I'm not apologizing for that anymore. I am a sensitive soul, and it is something that I love about myself, because it helps me to feel what other people feel, and it helps me to be more compassionate. It helps me to not judge them. It helps me to love them. Doesn't mean I have to like their behavior, and I'm now not going to accept that behavior when it's towards me, but it really helps me to stay in that very loving energy, that Christ consciousness, that being present, and it allows me to help others the way that I help them, and the way that no one else can help them. Just like you all have unique skills that no one else has. So start to embrace those things. Start to embrace your passion. Just beware that it looks like this is going to be playing out December and January into your lives. And Spirit is asking you to step up here and really start loving yourself and start seeing the unity within yourself, because this will show you unity within your life, within your relationships, and with everyone. All right. So I'm going to keep it as short as I can, because I know y'all have a lot to do. You have many people to see this holiday season. And I just want to thank you for a beautiful year. I want to thank you. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. And I really, truly do love each of you. And I am here if you need me, when you need me, however you need me. I will do the best that I can to help you. And if I can't, I will do my best to find the ones who can help you. Okay? Have a wonderful rest of 2025. Welcome to the adventure of 2026, and it is going to be fun. It is going to be amazing. So let's do this. And as I always say, hang on to your unicorns, loves, because it's going to be an adventure. All right. Bye.